I was just amazed just how tone deaf the NHL could be when this diversity coalition came about during the pandemic. Dare I say, even during the bubble back during on COVID-19, when the Stanley Cup playoffs were being held in the NHL bubbles of Toronto and Edmonton. Fast forward 3 years later, we're now out of the pandemic, obviously, and yet the work that the diversity coalition was doing just seemed to be undermined by the NHL by saying, you know what, we're going to do our own thing right in the aftermath when the league said we're not going to do with the specialty jerseys or anything like that for players during warmups during this upcoming NHL season. So I want to get both of your thoughts. I'll just start with you, Julian, first. When you first saw the news break just a few short days ago, what were some of your earliest thoughts on the news, and as well as your overall thoughts on what I think personally it's a maddening move by the NHL, another tone-deaf move by a league that claims to care about inclusion and diversity?
I think when you see over and over again that the league doesn't care that much about diversity and inclusion, especially when it comes to persons of color, you get less mad and you're more exasperated and you just kind of shrug your shoulders at it. And that's kind of how I took it, because we've known the HDA has existed for some time and has operated independently of the league, and we know within its own confines, compared to with involving some other players who have chosen not to involve themselves with the HDA, there's also been some consternation and confusion over there. So it was not a complete surprise for me to see that the league was starting its own players coalition. But yeah, like, I also think the fact that this is starting up in light of specialty jerseys being discontinued was very weird. Yeah. I think while a lot of people have taken the opportunity to focus on one aspect of the specialty jerseys, which is the Pride Nights, it also, obviously those were a big deal from last season and ultimately led to why we're in the situation we're in now. But not many people are talking about the fact that because of those specialty jerseys being gone, there are so many other nights and so many other diversity nights that are eliminated, or not eliminated, but opportunities that are more or less decreased as a result of this. Mm-hmm. So the fact that the league says that they want to do their own thing, while yes, I can understand that people want to give points to the league for trying to do something, at the same time, it's just, I need to see something at this point. That's how I see it. I'm reserving judgment on anything the league does on that matter until I see concrete change. And I can understand that, maybe they do, not maybe, but they do have people like Ken Davis who are at least front facing. It seems as if they're trying to do something. But in terms of actual tangible change, I'm always going to be that skeptical person when it comes to that, because I need to see something a lot more than just lip service at this point. And also the fact that the HDA and the league have their own thing, that just creates a scenario where you're just going to see two sides be pitted against each other and constantly butting heads. And I don't think that serves anybody in terms of trying to grow the game and make it accessible for people like us.